Hey everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil Forward Finds. We have another What Sold video for you. I'm a little behind, so I'm going to play a little catch up today. This one is from March 1st through March 7th. As you can see, I had a total of 32 orders for $434.89 gross. So, okay, but going in the wrong direction, and I can guarantee, without even looking at the next video, sales aren't doing so good. Something about gas prices jumping up 80 cents in a week, and war is bad for business. Anyways, moving on. Mostly postcards, but it was actually a pretty good POG week as well. So I'll start off with a few of those, and then we'll run into the postcards. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so as promised, we are starting off with a few pogs here. Our good friend Darth Vader sold here for $6.99. It's been listed for about a year and a half or so, since 2024. As I've repeatedly said in the past, I like selling pogs. I find them enjoyable. They do not move fast typically. And with the exception, I would say, of complete sets and Jurassic Parks thus far, they don't necessarily move for a lot of money either, but they're nice little bread and butter, and they make nice add-ons to the business. But yeah, so this one's Darth Vader Pog, 1995. Looks like, yeah, so it's 9 of 10, so it's part of a little set there. Maybe even part of a game because it says 3 points, but I don't know. This one was interesting. So this was a Shack Slammer. So it's still a cardboard slammer, but it's just thicker. That's how you know it's a slammer as opposed to a regular pog. But in any case, I sold 2 of these within the same week to 2 separate buyers. One was this blue version here, and then another one was the red version. So the Shack text was red. And they both went for $5.99 to 2 separate buyers. Been listed since September of 2024. I don't know if Shaq was in the news all of a sudden. But, yeah, whatever works. Happy to sell them both. And then this last pog I'm going to show you here, and there were a few other pogs I sold as well, but this last one was another slammer. This came from the 15,000 pog haul. This one's a nice holographic Coca-Cola bear. I'm not sure if this sold because of the Winter Olympics or if just happenstance, but nice little holographic one there. This one's a plastic slammer. Sold for the full asking of $9.99, and because this was thicker than your average pog, it did go ground advantage shipping as well. So little chunk of change in that one. All right, this was a fun sale. So I don't remember exactly where I got this postcard. I think I got it on Whatnot, but I'm not positive. Anyways, I showed you this in the squeaker video. If you haven't seen that, I recommend it. But this is a Egyptian Sphinx squeaker postcard. Just squeaks. Yeah, this is the only one I've ever seen like this. It is well, it's got a tux back anyways, but I've never seen another one like this. So I priced it high at 30 plus shipping. I do send my squeakers ground advantage just because they're thicker. And I accepted an offer of 20. Less than I was hoping for, but sometimes you just got to move things along. And yeah, still a nice little sale. Squeakers don't often move that fast, so to be able to get that much money out of one was pretty satisfying. All right, from here on out, we're going to look at some real photo postcards. Everything else that I sold this week were sort of your basic $5-6 postcards. Nothing really noteworthy, but we can jump into some of these real photos here. This one sold on offer for $17. I picked this up at Dater Cottage, the local my local postcard place, and this shows a lovely corporal and good boy or good doggo, I don't know, on a porch, American flag. Azo stamp box, 2 up, 2 down. A little cheat sheet here because I never remember anything. 1918 to 1930. So World War I, interwar kind of area. So nice little sale there. Paid about $1.50 for this card. Well, this card was a $1.50. I paid it $1.43 after cost averaging. All right, this next one is another one where I accepted less than I really wanted to, but again, just moved it along. I paid about $10 for this one from Ozark Time Traveler on Whatnot. Sold for on offer for 20. We went back and forth a number of times, and finally I just said, get it gone. So doubled my money. I make a couple bucks on the shipping. But yeah, it's just this Mexico skull thing. There's the caption there. But in any case, it was different. It had Mexico in it. I do fairly well with the Mexico postcards. And then, of course, anything death adjacent has a following. So, again, it would have been nicer to get that full 30 or to have paid less for it. But, it was listed in February 3rd, so it only took about a month. So I really can't complain too much. All right, this one took an offer of 18. Another Ozark Time Traveler purchase. Paid $4.75 for this one. Probably the same show, or maybe not. I don't know. But this one was different. You gotta have like a double image going on. See a little ghosting in the background. There's like a set of mule ears or something. But you got this cowboy couple studio portrait. Still has some scrapbook corners on the side there. But still sold for 18. Nice little caption on the back here. Also took on our honeymoon, same place as the other one. So they must have took a few studio portraits, but so you got little gun holsters and studio guns and so forth. So good keywords on that one. Let's see, where are we? All right. This one, another one, was kind of hoping for better, but only because of what eBay was doing to me. So I picked this up at Dater Cottage. Again, it was $1.43 cost average, but this card specifically was 50 cents. Had handwritten on it Panama, and that was the only identification that I could find with this card. I don't know how it was identified as Panama, whether it was from the photographer or what, but I rolled with it. When I first listed this on auction, it ended up getting 4 or 5 watchers, and then no one bid. So I decided to rerun it, same price, same. Actually, I may have upped it. I may have had it at $14.99 initially. I don't remember. But in any case, ran it again at $20, and this time I got a single bid. So I was hoping there would be a little bidding war, but there wasn't. So cycle back. That's 1904 to 1920. So just a little coastal scene, Panama, allegedly. This one's a fun one. This one also went on a single bid, $24.99. This also came from that Dater Cottage haul, so you would have seen it in a prior video. $1.43 cost average, but $4 for this card specifically. So not too bad, turning it into 25. If you didn't see the video, just a little recap. We got World War I era mess tent. You can see this gentleman here is cooking on the stove. I don't know why this is so slow. But what ended up being the selling point was this guy right here. Oh, come on. Holding all the lanterns. Oh, come on. This guy holding all the lanterns was the selling point. And I know that because the buyer's username has lanterns in the name, and they actually are a seller of lanterns, old antique lanterns. So that was just clearly what the draw was for that person. You never know. You never know what it is that's going to sell it. I figured it would have been the mess tent whole kit and caboodle, but, lanterns. The more you know. All right, and last but certainly not least, this one sold on offer for $35. I paid 49 cents for this on eBay. It came out of a $12.16 lot. So I more than paid for that lot. and into the profit with this one card. And this is Butchering Day for hogs. So I'm sorry if you're not a butchering animals kind of guy or gal. But we got some hogs hanging in the background here. You can see we've got some pew-pews. And presumably the men who did the butchering. So hog farm of some sort. And November 24th, 1913 is the date on there. So, yeah, not too bad. Again, it was a good POG week. And then not too bad with real photo postcards. I think the next video is going to be a little more disappointing, but, you know, we shall see. I hope your sales are doing better than mine. Let me know what you think of these sales, and we'll catch you on the next video.